Here we go. Congratulations, everyone. This one's for you. Congratulations, everyone. As the tradition, bagpiping the graduates in. Over to you, Tobin.
Okay, great. Thank you, Jeff. And Cindy will be first on the agenda this afternoon to bring some welcome comments.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the National Ski Academy Graduation and Awards Ceremony 2020. Thank you to our math teacher, Mr. Brian Rufflov, for piping in the class, as we have now started that tradition, and I'm glad we've been able to continue it this year. Things look a little different this year, obviously. Although it's a beautiful day here in Collingwood, we're not sitting together on the lawn enjoying some of Chef Zach's delicious food. But I hope you're enjoying being together still after a few months, with your families at home, celebrating in some special way. Thank you in advance for your patience with this online presentation. We hope we have worked out most of the bugs, but as you know, all bets are off once you tip the wand and are on the course. This is when I wish we had a laugh track. We have members of the NSA community joining us tonight from all over the world. Claire in South Korea, I hope you're up early. Joachim in Luxembourg and Simone in Italy. Thank you for staying up late. I also hope that some of our new students are also joining us online, watching from Andorra, Spain, Aurora, Oakville, Toronto, and Caledon. If you are, welcome. And it's hard to remember back to last August when most of you arrived at the Academy. So much has happened since then, but if there's one thing that being at the NSA does, it prepares you to be flexible. And much like our stockpile of toilet paper and Lysol wipes, thanks to Robert, our facilities manager, we were better prepared than most to adapt to the new normal of a global pandemic. Our coaches worked hard to get everyone back safely from races in BC and Quebec. They arranged for flights home, and our local families helped out, looking after those who couldn't leave immediately. I know it seems like a lifetime ago, but it was really only 3 months. Everyone quickly set up their home gyms for dryland, sharing photos and videos of their workout routines with family members and pets helping out with the motivation. Thank you all for sending me pictures and videos to post on our social media. Our teachers didn't skip a beat, moving to online platforms for classes, supporting their students and making remote learning engaging and fun with amazing art projects, chemistry experiments, math challenges, and Miss P's class even celebrated Cinco de Mayo on TikTok. And now it's time to celebrate the 2019-20 academic and athletic year. So without further ado, I would like to introduce the chair of our board of directors and soon to be FIS parent, good luck, Jeff Zickley, to say a few words. Okay, so.
Jeff, if you want to turn your video on and turn your mic on, and I will spotlight your video for you.
Tobin, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
It says it won't allow my video because the host has stopped me from doing it.
Oh my goodness, that host.
That's pesky host.
Video. Video settings. More. Nope. Hang on. We got this. Allow panelists to start video. It's Chuck.
Hey, there we go.
No?
Hang on, I'm going to try again. No.
Ask to start video.
Ah, there we go.
Okay, wonderful.
Excellent.
I'm
Hey, we have, the technology is working.
And I think
Thanks, Tobin, and greetings everybody from the Ziklai ski chalet at the bottom of Georgian Peaks. On behalf of the Board of Directors of the National Ski Academy, I would like to congratulate our newest alumni, the class of 2020. This is our first ever virtual graduation, and I'm sure that it will be one of our more memorable, as this graduating class is living through one of the most unique times in our history. The past 3 months have been a testament to the resilience of the NSA family. From our academic team, who created an online learning platform in a couple of weeks, to our coaches who have created multiple contingency plans so that our athletes can hit the slopes when that opportunity presents itself, to our students who quickly adapted to their new learning platform, and to our parents who have been supportive, patient, and understanding as we've all worked together to adjust to our new environment. The Ski Academy is a family, and no matter where your journey takes you, you'll always be part of the NSA family. As everyone is aware, the Ski Academy relies heavily on fundraising to deliver our programming and cover our operating costs. This has been a pretty tough year for fundraising, but everybody stepped up. And so I'd really like to take some time to thank all the families who've supported the Ski Academy in every way that they can, from financial gifts to gifts in kind, to dedicating time with events and activities, as board members, committee members, volunteering at races, taking incredible pictures of our athletes in action on the hill, and participating in marketing and social media campaigns. Your contributions speak volumes about the confidence in the NSA and its future, and exemplify the strong and committed community that we have. Once again, thank you. I'd like to thank Jurg for starting us on this journey 30 plus years ago, 30 plus years, Jurg. I'd like to thank Tobin, Sammy, our amazing leadership team, the teachers, the coaches, the entire NSA staff, for everything that you do to ensure that our students are racer ready for life. This is definitely not a 9-to-5 job, and you guys all put in a lot of extra time on weekends, you forego holidays. I mean, you really always have the best interests of the athletes, the students, and the academy at the top of your mind. And from all of us at the NSA community, I just want to say thank you. We're all excited for the graduates who are starting off on a new adventure. This is a time in your life that allows you to fulfill your own purpose and potential. So please enjoy every minute of it. And that ends my piece for the evening. I'd now like to turn things over to start the athletic awards. I'll turn things over to Jurg and Lisa, who are going to present our U16 awards. Have a great night, everybody, and congrats.
if we could have, there's Jurg and Lisa, if you can unmute and start your video.
Okay, I'm up. Jurg, are you up?
I'm trying.
Yeah, there you go. I see you,
I
Jurg.
can hear you. Yeah, so Jurg, you can start.
Okay, we're starting off with the awards of the U16. And I'd like to congratulate the entire team for an outstanding shortened season. You all did a fantastic job with learning, progressing, hard work, and determination. The results you produced speak for itself. It's unbelievable what you accomplished in that season. That shows me that you can perform under pressure. This year, we only had 6 O-Cup races. We only had 4 provincials and the shortened nationals with only 2 events for 12 opportunities. You girls came up with 8 wins in that short season. You produced 11 medals and you had 35 top 10s. That's unbelievable results, and you all have to be congratulated. To me, ski racing is judged for all the hard work, how you do under pressure, and what results we get. I speak for Lisa and myself that this year when we started in Saas-Fee, this year when we went to Sunday River, and then we went to Mont Edouard, and before Christmas, we basically had our 48 to 50 days of training with camps before competition. Even with the shortened season, we still achieved 45 days during the competition season and had an opportunity of 12 races, which gives us about 107 days of snow, on snow. For me, it's very important that we look ahead and see ski racing is not standing still. Better U16s now have 60 plus days before the season starts, and they're shooting for 130 days a year. And I'm sure if we want to be competitive, management with us will look at that and we come up with the best possible program to help you to achieve competitive ski racing. For us, Lisa and myself, it was an absolute pleasure to work with you all and be part of your journey. Congratulations. I now want to start with the first award, and the first award is the best racing results for U16 this season. This year, the winner of the award produced 7 of those 8 wins had by herself in that shortened season. Missed the podium by a fraction at the Nationals in GS. And we couldn't do the slalom, which obviously was our best discipline and strength. But also that athlete is very committed, disciplined, and really deserves that award. The best racing results goes to Lily. Congratulations.
Hooray. Okay, so that gives me the job of handing out our most improved, and to reflect on some of the things that Jurg says and the notes that I've put down here. When I think of how far this group came, I want to congratulate all of them, and I wish we could give out a most improved to absolutely everybody in the group, because there were so many different hurdles that everyone worked through on snow, in their fitness, the commitment, but most of all, I loved the camaraderie that this team had, and working together as a team, I think really made this team a special group to work with. And I think Jurg feels the same way as I do, that we were 2 lucky coaches to have the group that we had to work with this year. So with that being said, I know how hard tonight's recipient for the most improved has worked. She became a racehorse on the days that it really mattered, and some of the courses that she really produced in were tough, difficult sets. And today's recipient, she seldom made a flip in last year's U16, and this year she climbed the podium and had made some real exceptional strides, especially in slalom. The tougher the set, the better she did. So today's recipient for the most improved U16 is Lauren Zicklai. Congratulations, Lauren. Woo! So I guess at this point, I'm supposed to now throw, or Jeff, are you planning to talk to the kids, or did you want me to pass this on to Isa?
So, Isabel, if we could get Isabel back on onto the screen. Thank you, Lisa and Jurg. And Isabel will start things off for our FIS Women.
Hi, everyone. Congratulations to Lily and Lauren on your awards. So I hope you're all doing really well. I know it's a really tough time, and it's difficult to stay sane during this time. So I'm in charge of giving the Best Results Award. But before I do that, I would like to say a few words, pretty well to all the athletes. So first off, I would really like to thank all the athletes, the parents, and the academy for a short but yet a very sweet season. A typical day, at the NSA is in the winter. The kids train in the morning, have a quick lunch, school, dry land, quick dinner. They tune their skis. They have homework to do, and they also have to attend video review. But amongst all this, also they manage to have fun and make friends along the way. And as a coach, I can surely appreciate the work and effort that our athletes put in. I truly believe as well that the Academy has the best opportunity to offer to aspiring young athletes, young ski racers across the country and also the world, as witnessed by a lot of enrollment in the international students. I'm very grateful that I was that I was able to be part of this adventure with you guys and contribute to the program. Being an athlete, isn't only about the results that we see on paper. Behind the result. It also takes mental fortitude at a high level. Not only the technical aspect matters, but I think more importantly, it takes the self-confidence, the motivation, the desire to succeed, goal setting, self-discipline, optimism, leadership skills, willingness to take criticism, humility, ability to focus, resiliency, and also trust in the process. These are all things that are very difficult to accomplish, but that our athletes are really good at doing, and they are making progress with that. And also, the list could go on. All these skills are transferable, and I think every one of our athletes will be able to take that. Valentine Venti. So giving the award, I would like to thank you all and congratulate you all on the season. And I also wish, for those who are going off to university next year, I would also like to wish you best of luck with your endeavors. Now on to the award. So this athlete showed not only a lot of the aforementioned traits, but she showed up every day, didn't miss a day of training, always came with a smile and a positive attitude. She is highly dedicated, and she's always there to elevate the team spirits on a rough day. This season, amongst other things, we generally worked on pushing the limits a little bit and experimenting with the line. It is a pretty big jump from U16 to FIS, because all of a sudden, you're racing against people that are quite significantly older than you, are from different countries and have a lot of experience. So not only did this athlete achieve the following results in her first year of FIS, but also in a very shortened season. So her best result this year in slalom was in Bromont, scoring 70 FIS points. And her best GS result was at Krigley, scoring 96 FIS points. And with no further ado, this award for the best result goes to Tessa. Congratulations, Tessa. Okay, and I guess
Yay, Tessa.
I'm supposed to pass it on to our athletic director, Semi, for the next award.
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone, can you hear me fine?
You bet.
Okay, perfect. So thank you very much, Isabel, for your great introduction to the FIS team and for giving the award to Tessa. Now I'm gonna keep going with the most improved FIS women. And what are improvements? Improvements, what we look every day in what we do, because without improvements, there are no results. So improvements are very, very important. But improvements are not only measured in FIS points or in ranking or in split seconds, but to me also in how individuals, react to situations. So for this matter, this year, most improved FIS women is Taylor MacMILLAN. Taylor, I want to say a little bit about her now that we know who the award recipient is. She had a pretty substantial injury the last day of her FIS first year in SASFE. Very unfortunate during one of her last runs. So because of that, she was out for the entire first FIS season. She had to have under surgery, physio, everything. Came back where exactly in SASFE, where she had the accident. That wasn't easy. She overcame that, and then between there and our camp in Mont-Edouard, her improvement was great through the season towards, unfortunately, the end then was sooner than expected, but because of that, Taylor, that's why, you're the most improved FIS women this year. Now, we go on with the FIS Men Awards, and now I would like to ask Doug Terry to come on screen as well. Alberto Belfi is not here with us tonight, but I'm gonna represent him. So I'm gonna wait a second for Doug to be here with me. Doug?
He was there, Sammy.
Yeah,
and
here.
he's back. Here he is.
Hi, Doug.
Hi, Sammy. Hi, everybody.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, I need you here with me for the FIS Men Awards. This year, FIS Men team is a great team. We had a great season. I love it from the first day to the last day with Alberto in SASFE and through the season with Doug as soon as he came in. So that's why I really want him. And I know Alberto, I talked to him today. He said to say thank you to everyone and congratulate everyone. And he gave me the honor also to represent him with this team. So I'm gonna start off with FIS Men best race result. What can I say? Great racing leader. Was a great racing leader in and out the hill. He scored results in Mont-Edouard, Quebec, in Ontario, in Italy, when he was in Italy, at Bromont, which is for sure not an easy hill. And I'm sure that he was gonna get results, towards the month of March and April. Then unfortunately didn't happen. FIS Men best race result for this season is Simone Gallina. Well done, Simone. Then I'm gonna pass it to you, Doug, for the most improved FIS Men.
Okay, thank you, Sammy. Just like to say that I think that everyone improves over the season. I don't think you can go to the academy and not improve your skiing. The amount of time you get on snow, you start off in Europe, you're there for a long time, you come home for a short period, then you're off into Quebec. We have a very hectic race season, many camps, and I think that overall everybody improved a lot, and it was a pleasure working with all the boys. I had a lot of fun, a lot of different characters, but always you know, very dynamic. A lot of fun things happened all the time on the road. And I just want to say thank you. I really enjoyed myself. And thanks to Sammy and Alberto and Isabel. I really enjoyed working with you guys, and I hope we can continue along that path. So this racer, male, most improved, from the time he went to SASFE through the whole season, there was always a progression. And it's hard to always progress. There's ups, there's downs. You know, sometimes you're experimenting with things. It doesn't go quite the way you want it, but then all of a sudden things start to change. So I would like to say that the most improved male this year is Malcolm ISBESTER. Congratulations, Malcolm. It was a pleasure, and I hope we see you back next year. And now I would like to turn the meeting over to Chad Warren for the Fitness Award.
Chad, I think you are a panelist, which means that you should be able to unmute your mic and start your video. There you are. Nice to see you. Microphone? Bottom left.
Good? Yeah?
All good. Yes, thumbs up.
Okay. So our award obviously is about training and fitness in the dryland program that we're in charge of at the Academy. We, as in Courtney and myself, have been very privileged to work with all the athletes there. They're all very hardworking. Our job is a bit of a, you know, during season, it's a funny thing because we want to bring out the best in the athletes while also allowing them to ski and compete well. So it's a fine balance between knowing when to push and knowing when to step back and kind of let the ski coaches do the job and let them ski well. That's something we've adapted, I think, dealing with the athletes, and we've tried to bring in a mentality of knowing when to push and when to back off and then to push on the hill. And during different times of the year, we obviously want to train in different ways. The athletes have really bought into that, as well as the coaches, and it's happened through a lot of communication between us and teaching the kids and the other coaches kind of our perspective and how our job isn't essentially to make them fitter all the time, but make them better at their sport. And so it's gone really well since we've stepped in and started working with the NSA. We're very, very happy to be doing so. I love it. I know Courtney loves it. All the athletes are great, very different personalities, very different athletes, very good athletes, all in their own way. So yeah, essentially, we're very happy to be involved. This particular athlete, it's going out to Ben Nayland. He's an exceptional worker. Someone who I am very impressed by. Pretty much any day I see him, he shows up ready to work. He always puts his best foot forward. And also he knows when to drop back. So in a sense, in the off season, you'll see him, I guess now mountain biking, you'll see him in the gym lifting weights all the time. And if it's written down, he's going to follow it to a T. He believes in what he's doing. And then while he's doing the program, he brings an unbelievable work ethic. I'm a big believer in how you do anything is how you do everything. And Ben, I think, will bring that work ethic that he's developed in every aspect of his life. He brings it to the gym. He'll bring it to university. He'll bring it to the next level of skiing. I think he'll just bring that wherever he goes. And I think it's also something to touch on is his mentality and his positivity in which he brings to every day. He's always upbeat. He's always energetic. He's always having fun. And it's a great thing to see a kid, work as hard as he does, but also do it in a way with a smile on his face. So essentially congrats to Ben, congrats to everybody. But Ben, great job, buddy. And it was a pleasure working with you. So all the best in the future. I believe right now, Courtney's going to introduce the female fitness. So Yeah.
Hi. So it's been an extraordinary experience being able to work with the entire NSA athletes. And yeah, there are a couple of athletes that have stood out in particular that have been amazing work ethic, extraordinary, character. And there's one athlete in particular, Lily Sewell, who really stood out as somebody who pushed hard no matter what the barriers were. In even during her ski season, she was pushing really, really hard during all for her conditioning sessions. She rallied the team even when they were feeling low and down, and I really admire how team oriented she was, how hardworking she was, and just the team was extraordinary in general. And but she really, really stood out as an amazing athlete. So it was an absolute pleasure to work with so many amazing athletes. And I am so excited that Lily received this award. And on to Jurg, who is going to announce the next award.
Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good, Jurg. Thank you.
Okay. We're moving on to the Chris Martin Sportsmanship Award. This award is voted by the staff, the coaches, and the students every year. Chris Martin was a full-time student athlete at the NSA, and unfortunately he died in a dirt bike accident with his NSA buddies at the age of only 18 years. Chris was a really special person to me and to everybody he touched. Every day, it was a great day when Chris was around. And he mentioned that to all the other kids. It's a great day. He always helped and he supported others. He never was a selfish person. He was a team player. And for us, it was a very tough time when we had the news that we lost Chris. His sportsmanship should be awarded every year, and we all should honor Chris. And this year it gives me a great pleasure to award the Sportsmanship Award to a person which is identical to what Chris did, and that's JD Todd. Congratulations, JD. Now we have one more award from my side, and this is called the Jurg Gfeller Award. And this award, it's already the 4th time that we have awarded it. And we have to honor that special award who was created with a great NSA friend, a personal friend, Jamie Wallace. The award, as you can see, is for a student athlete who achieves very high academic standards at the National Ski Academy. That athlete shows substantial improvements and results in alpine ski racing. That athlete is a leader and show special quality in his physical development, but also in the spirit of the National Ski Academy, he displays leadership. He displays great citizenship in the community at large. I'm very proud and very honored of this individual who fits this award perfectly. The winner, MacMILLAN.
Hi everyone again from Sammy here. So I would like to say a few things, and one of them is I really would like to thank everyone, the staff at the National Ski Academy, the board of directors, and all my fellow coaches. Then they worked with me this year, and we were able to make this year happen. Okay. So a great thank to Jurg and Lisa for leading in an amazing way the U16 team. Thank you very much to Isabel for all your hard work you did with the FIS Women. And thank you to Serena. Then she was with us in SASFE and helped Isabel, myself, and everybody else on with the FIS Women side. Thank you very much, Alberto. Then you're back in Italy for all your work then you did with the FIS boys, your leadership, leading Simone over here. Then was, you know, a great leader and a great racer. Thank you, Doug, okay, for being a great partner in all the travel and the races and the technical development of all the kids. And thanks a lot to Chad and Courtney for being a foundation here in the gym of the Academy for all the fitness program. So thank you very, very much to everyone that was involved. Also, I want to say thank you to a group of people that they're never on the scene, and a lot of us, because even a lot of us don't even know, they're around the world. They're part of all the resorts and all the organization, then they work with us in making these things happen, from SASFE to Monte Duarte, from Kiska to Red Mountain. And, you know, all these people, they all do a little bit, but at the end, they all do a lot. So thank you very, very much to everyone. Now, I want to introduce you a very, very special guest. Dan is here with us tonight. And he's someone then, like others, made and is making us very proud. So goes on to Ronnie Remy.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, Sammy. Well, thanks for having me here. It's an honor to speak with all of you tonight. It has been a difficult last few months, and I wanted to congratulate all of you student athletes for seeing it through and excelling through the end of this school year. But specifically, congrats to the graduates. NSA is such a unique and special school, and the lessons you've learned will help guide you for the rest of your life. The friends you made will be lifelong, and the memories will stick with you forever. I still have vivid memories of training with the crew at Blue, cruising around downtown Collingwood on our longboards, usually to the pier, so that we can jump off, and trying to fit in a game of pickup basketball after dinner before study hall. I mean, I'm sure all of you have at least participated in a couple of these activities. But probably the most memorable of all are those Dream Lake ski camps in Switzerland. And I'll tell you, I've been on a lot of ski camps, but there's very few that are as rewarding and as well put together as the traditional SASFE NSA ski camps. So those were some of the best days of my life, and I am hopeful that you guys appreciated them as well. The experiences you've had at NSA are so special, and you can't count on the fact that you are now more than prepared to move confidently into this new life adventure. Whichever direction that adventure is taking you, I'm hopeful that you will always look fondly back at your time at the NSA and never forget the family that you have there. Congrats to all the NSA graduates, and good luck to all of your future endeavors. I think back to Cindy.
Yep. Thank you so much, Ronnie. That was awesome. Thank you for joining us from Utah and speaking to our grads. It was really special. And I know that you're also a grad this year, class of 2020 at the University of Utah. And we just would like to wish you all the best for your next season. We will look forward to seeing you on the World Cup. And thank you very much. And now we'd like to begin our academic awards. So I will turn things over to Alicia Khan, who is going to do the Academic Achievement Awards.
Hi, everyone. Yeah. Oh, maybe not.
You can't see yourself.
I'm new to a PC, so it's going well. It's my honor to talk for a minute about the academic side of the NSA. So I've been teaching here for 3 whole years now. And I've always been drawn to non-traditional education, and this certainly fits the bill for that. From cramming what feels like 1 million hours of class into 1 week in Collingwood before we go to Sass Bay, to going on a field trip to watch the cows being brought down the mountainside outside of Sass Bay, to watching the local Gaslight Theatre series and seeing Miss Wilkinson's play on stage, to seeing 1917 in theaters and going axe throwing, there's rarely a dull moment around here. And despite the fact that you might be raising your eyebrows because none of that is technically listed in any curriculum, I think that's the beauty of this program, that we have the freedom to make school more than what comes from the textbook. And because of that, we're building diverse learners who are better equipped to learn and apply these skills in our ever-changing world. And that's like kind of teacher speak, but I genuinely believe that these kids are going to be the most successful that they can. And I don't often let my nerd flag fly, but I think we're genuinely living through a pivotal point in history right now. So not only are we going to look back at COVID and the way that the governments around the world handled this, but we're going to look at the Black Lives Matter movement. We're going to look at trans rights in America. And it's easy to just carry on and watch it happen and follow the Twitter hashtags and do that kind of tokenism. But we have to keep in mind that right now, we're the ones that are going to be able to document these firsthand experiences. So when I teach grade 10 history again in 2 years, you better believe that these are going to get a mention, and maybe even in world issues next year, so stay tuned for that. So without taking up more time on my podium here, I will get to the awards part. I read someone's thoughts about COVID and that we aren't all in the same boat, but we are in the same storm. And while that does sum up COVID nicely, it's also a great way to think about academics. So while we are all in the same classroom, that's our storm. We've all got our own strengths and challenges to work through for success, and those are our boats. In light of that, I'm very happy to present the Junior Academic Award to a student who makes that storm work for her. She's meticulous and always makes sure that she hands in her absolute best work. She writes well beyond her years and has a keen interest in pretty much everything, it seems. So for the 2nd year in a row, congratulations, Lauren Zickley. And on to Miss Audette.
Thanks, Miss Khan. It is my pleasure to present the Senior Academic Achievement Award presented to the top student from grade 11 and 12. I am constantly impressed by this year's winner, whom I see as someone who is determined and focused to maximize learning across all subject disciplines. Constantly upbeat and full of energy, it is not surprising that teachers are unanimous in their comments about this student's academic strengths, which typically focus around the following themes: enthusiastic, active, and engaged participant regardless of the classroom setting, seeks out opportunities to maximize learning by consistently completing homework, never hesitating to ask questions during a lesson, and taking the initiative to utilize other educational resources in order to clarify understanding of course concepts. Demonstrate strong work habits. Excellent effort to make all assignments the best they can be, whether it be a small task or a large research project. Possesses a tremendous set of learning skills, in particular those of responsibility, independent work, and organizational skills. These were clearly evident during the virtual learning courses and essential for managing time to ensure expectations were completed. Needless to say, with such a demonstrated level of interest and engagement in learning, this student's academic achievement for this year has led to all final course results in the 90s. It is my pleasure to recognize Tessa Foote as this year's Senior Academic Achievement Award winner. Congratulations, Tessa. And now I will turn the proceedings over to Janet Wilkinson to present the Brian Traynor Award for Writing Excellence.
Thank you, Ms. Odette. Hello, everyone. It's really a pleasure to be here this evening. A very unusual graduation, but I'm so happy that I can take part. Tonight, I have the honor of presenting the Brian Traynor Award for Writing Excellence. You can see the description of the award on your screen. I'll just tell you a little bit about Brian. Brian was affectionately known to everyone who knew him as BT, and he spent 30 years with the NSA, working tirelessly as an advocate, as an integral staff member from the very beginning of the Academy. Brian was very much dedicated to moving the Academy forward and took a real lead in the bid to have it become a credit granting institution. Originally, Brian began as a tutor for NSA athletes, and as the school evolved over the years, he was an English teacher and eventually became academic director. Brian retired from the NSA in 2018 after teaching the grade 12 English course for the final time in SASFE. He always gave 110%, which is what we ask of all of you student athletes on the hills and in the classrooms. Brian was a very talented English teacher. He went above and beyond to support students both in the classroom and out of the classroom. Even after NSA students graduated and moved on to university and to post-university, they reached out, stayed in touch with Brian, often asking for feedback and comments on the academic work they were doing as they proceeded. And so this award was really created to honor his contribution to the community. And it definitely is an award that honors the development of the growth of the writing of an NSA student. It's been my privilege to teach the recipient of the award for this year for the past few years. I've had lots of opportunities to watch his academic skills develop and grow and mature. Throughout the grade 12 English course, this student demonstrated real growth in the qualities that this award celebrates. He committed to the writing process. He paid attention to detail. Both of those things helped him elevate the quality and the content, the style of his writing. This student is an effective critical thinker. He supports unique perspectives and insights in his essays. He has a real original voice, And I think that's not surprising. It's very appropriate to this particular individual who has a real one-of-a-kind personality. Tremendously curious, tremendously energetic, and I think that the development of his writing skills has allowed that to become clearer as he communicates with his audience. And I believe that as he continues to mature and develop as a writer, his voice is only going to become stronger and more compelling. I am really honored to present the award tonight to Brando LARICE. Congratulations, Brando. You've done a fabulous job. And now, over to Tobin for the next award.
Thanks so much, Janet, and congratulations to Brando. It's quite an honor to be winning that award in BT's name. It's my pleasure to present the Lieutenant Governor's Community Volunteer Award for students. This award pays tribute to students who not only complete the required number of volunteer hours to graduate, but who go above and beyond. And each year, an award is given to one graduating student at each Ontario secondary school. The winner of this award will receive a pin, a letter, and a certificate when they finally arrive in the mail. So maybe in the next few months. I'm always impressed by the unique community service opportunities that our student athletes engage in. The winner of this award had accumulated quite a few hours of volunteering within the first couple of years of secondary school, and all in active pursuits within his community. We would like to recognize Sebastian Armstrong as the NSA's winner of the Lieutenant Governor's Community Volunteer Award. Outside of Seb's formal volunteer community service, he is someone who's regularly called upon to help out in our school community. Just this afternoon, I walked out of the academy and Seb was there. He had ridden his bike to the NSA and he was watering the flowers and plants that he and his family had planted in our gardens. And to me, that's community and that is service. I'd also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the work that both Seb and Lauren Brackett have put into this year's edition of the NSA yearbook. I know that you are still working hard on that, and my thanks to both of you for creating something that I know is going to be very special and memorable. So once again, congratulations to Seb Armstrong. And now for our final award of the evening, I would like to introduce Miss P.
Congratulations, Seb. So the final award this evening is being presented on behalf of the Governor General of Canada, Her Excellency, the Right Honourable Julie Payette, who is invested as Canada's 29th Governor General on October 2nd, 2017. The Governor General's Academic Medal was first awarded in 1873 by the Earl of Dufferin and has since become one of the most prestigious awards that a student in a Canadian educational institution can receive. A bronze medal and certificate from the Office of the Governor General is awarded to the student who achieves the highest average that includes all grade 11 and grade 12 courses. I've had the pleasure of teaching this student 3 times over the past 2 years. She is a quiet but dedicated student, and her success required tremendous amounts of hard work. It was a pleasure teaching her and getting to know her over the past 2 years, and I am so excited and just a little bit jealous for her to study marine biology at the University of Miami, and I eagerly await her TV debut as a marine biologist on Shark Week in the future. Congratulations to Sophia Santomero for receiving this incredible honor. Congratulations, Sophia. And now I turn it back over to Ms. Audette and Ms. Walsh to begin to introduce the NSA graduating class of 2020.
Thank you very much, Ms. P. And congratulations, Sophia. It is such an honor to receive that Governor General's Award. Well-deserved and excellent work. Very well done. So it is my pleasure to begin to announce the graduates. And while we don't have a stage for the graduates to walk across, we can't shake hands and we can't hand out the diplomas, also because we don't have those yet. we would like to, Miss Odette and I are going to read a little blurb about each graduate so that you have a little bit of an understanding of some of their favorite moments over the last few years at the Academy. So without further ado, let's start with Seb Armstrong. Congratulations to Seb. Seb grew up skiing at the Toronto Ski Club and joined the Academy as a U16 student athlete in grade 10. Seb says that his favorite memory of being at the Academy is all of it, but what stands out the most is arriving in Saas Bay and looking up the mountain and getting ready to ski the next day. It is quite an incredible place and one of the most beautiful places I've ever traveled to in my life. You're very right, Seb. That, as well as Chef Zach's salmon and bacon-wrapped Brussels sprouts, are another favorite moment for Seb. Seb will be attending the University of Guelph at Humber for an honors Bachelor of Applied Arts in Media Studies and also a diploma in Media Communications. Congratulations, Seb. Lauren Brackett. Lauren came to the NSA in grade 9 and grew up skiing at Craigleith. Her favorite place to ski is Whistler, and after 4 years of training camps in Saas Bay, Lauren still thinks that raclette dinners are the best, along with Chef Zach's tacos. I have to agree there as well. Lauren's race day habit is listening to music, and Lauren's plan is to defer admission to Dalhousie University and attend for a Bachelor of Science program in the fall of 2021. In 5 years' time, Lauren hopes to be working in a hospital. Congratulations, Lauren. Well done. Malcolm ISBESTER. Malcolm grew up skiing at Mont Tremblant and came to the NSA in grade 11 to join the men's FIS team. His race day routine includes eating a full breakfast before his first run. His favorite place to ski is in France at Les Deux Alpes. In terms of Academy life, Malcolm loved dorm Nerf wars on the boys' floor and Chef Zach's famous steak frites. After graduation, he will continue to focus on skiing and is returning to the National Ski Academy as a PG athlete. In the future, Malcolm hopes to continue skiing at a US university. Congratulations, Malcolm.
Brando LARICE. Brando learned to ski with his family at the Heights of Horseshoe and joined the NSA FIS men's team in grade 11. Brando's race day habit is to listen to music. His favorite place to ski is Red Mountain, BC, and fondly remembers rescuing Coach Devon after a dramatic fall off a cliff. The academic project that challenged Brando the most as a student was this year in Quad 4 for the grade 12 introductory kinesiology course, when he was asked to design and build one of the joints found in the human body. Brando has accepted an offer of admission at Dalhousie University in their Bachelor of Commerce program. However, he has chosen to defer the offer until the fall of 2021. Brando will continue to ski race and return to the Academy next year as a PG athlete. Congratulations, Brando. Taylor MacMILLAN. Taylor joined the NSA Women's FIS team in grade 11. She grew up skiing at Snow Valley and Devil's Glen and played competitive softball before joining the NSA. Taylor's preferred race day habit is eating home fries. Her favorite place to ski is Saas Bay, Switzerland, and she especially loved her time there last summer during pre-camp training as she regained her strength and her ski legs after the injury and surgery that Sammy mentioned earlier. Taylor is planning to defer her offer of admission to the Bachelor of Science program at Dalhousie University until the fall of 2021. 5 years from now, Taylor sees herself pursuing professional training at the Police Academy. Congratulations, Taylor. ATHENA SANTOMERO. ATHENA joined the NSA Women's FIS team also in grade 11 after growing up skiing and racing at the Craigleith Ski Club. Her race day habit is to wear her favorite race suit. ATHENA's favorite memories during her time at the NSA are the trips to Stresa, Italy, and Chef Zach's Tacos. Athena is trading snow for the ocean and the warmer environs of Florida, where she will pursue studies in marine biology at the University of Miami, commencing in the fall of 2021. 5 years from now, Athena hopes to be a shark researcher in Miami. Congratulations, Athena. Sophia Santomero. Sophia also came to the NSA in grade 11 from the Craigley Ski Club. Her favorite memories while at the academy are trips to Stresa, Italy, and Chef Zach's pasta. Sophia's race day habit is eating snacks. She has had a lifelong interest in sharks and has generated some very creative artistic pieces of the marine world and sharks in her NSA visual arts courses. As with her twin sister Athena, Sophia too will be hanging up her skis to pursue studies in marine biology at the University of Miami, commencing in the fall of 2021. In 5 years, Sophia hopes to be somewhere in the Caribbean. Congratulations, Sophia. I just want to take a moment to speak to all of our grads and know that we wish you all the best as you begin this next chapter of your life. Always know that if there's something that you might need assistance with, don't hesitate to reach out. These are uncharted times as we navigate this COVID world, and hopefully the light is coming quicker to the end of the tunnel. Many of you, however, as a result, have requested a deferral of admission so that you might get the full first year experience in the post-secondary studies. Please know that we will be here at the NSA, ready to guide and support you however you might need and however we can as you get on with your post-secondary pursuits. Good luck, everyone. And now I'm going to turn this evening back over to Ms. Walsh.
Thanks, Ms. Odette. And congratulations to all of our NSA graduates in the class of 2020. There are a couple of PG students that I would like to acknowledge, as they were two very wonderful role models for our NSA student athletes, Simone Galina and JD Todd. Thank you to both of you for your professionalism and your commitment to skiing at a high performance level. As Jane mentioned, like any of our graduates, you are both welcome at the Academy anytime, and I can't wait to see you on the podium next year. And now I would like to introduce a very special component of our celebrations, our valedictorian address. This year, our graduates nominated Brando LARICE to represent the NSA class of 2020. Brando. Hang on. Oh, Brando, I'm gonna get you up here. Hang on. Promote to panelist. There you go.
Can you see me now?
Yes.
Awesome. Great.
Can you stop sharing your screen?
So welcome, faculty, graduates, family, and friends. I'm honored to be representing the class of 2020. Wow, all I gotta say is we did it. NSA was an amazing experience. It all starts in SASFE, where everyone meets and goes through the most brutal 7 weeks in their lives. To waking up at 5 a.m., literally fighting your way through the lines, hoping you'll make it out alive. Dryland, schooling, the 20-minute hike with your 60 pounds of gear. We're all working hard nonstop for the whole day. No one does it alone. We're in it together, and it creates an amazing friendship. During the season, we spend more time with each other than our families, and that's just a fact. We go through training, races, schooling, and dryland together. We always support each other. What makes this place so special to me is the memories created, the people I've met, and the skills I've learned. I love the openness and the happiness of all the staff, Chef Zach, teachers, house supervisors, and coaches. It wouldn't be the same without them. Some of us will be starting the next chapter in their life, while others will be continuing what they love at the place they love. I know JD will be coming back here till he's 30. I remember my father telling me, while you're out there, just take a look around and appreciate where you are and what you're doing. I will never forget that. Everywhere I go, at the top of the mountain, I take a look at my teammates and coaches on the hill, the beautiful view, and just appreciate where I am and what I'm doing. It is an amazing feeling that only takes a couple of minutes. One time last year, I did that, and I cried. I cried because I appreciated the people surrounding me. I couldn't stop smiling. I also appreciated my parents for giving me this opportunity. Another time is when we played Uno in Wakefield. Everyone loves that place with their really tasty water. The whole FIS men's team was playing the most intense game of Uno I have ever seen. I looked around at everyone screaming, laughing, and getting along, and I thought to myself, I wish this would never end. Our FIS team is not normal whatsoever. Never is and never will be. We're weird, and I love that. Everyone brings something to the table. Even though ski racing is an individual sport, we are so close. We're like a pack of wolves. For instance, when all the guys linked arms protecting this beautiful snowman Malcolm and I made because the girls wanted to destroy it. For those who were there, you'll understand what I'm talking about. I took another year to do school and skiing. I was one of the oldest. I felt old, almost like a parent. For the FIS men's parents, I'm sorry to let you down. I tried to tell them to clean their rooms. They kind of did, but honestly, I wasn't satisfied enough with the job they did, so I would clean their rooms for them. Also, Malcolm, I can't even count how many times I made your bed. We show so much support with each other. If someone's going through something, it amazes me how much support everyone shows. They will help in any way, and I appreciate that. During the year, we travel everywhere in the van, and that's where all our adventures start. We fight over seats, we share laughs, and we're running across Bangkok to the van hoping they won't leave us with all kinds of snacks in our hands. After our hectic school year, we're not friends whatsoever. We are family. The saddest thing that happened, in my opinion, was due to COVID. The season ended early. The worst of it was saying goodbye to everyone and thinking I would see them again in a month, but really, I didn't. For the next year, to all the new athletes, I welcome you into our family. And to our graduates, I wish you the best success in the future, and you will succeed. Moving forward, never forget the skills you learned, the memories you've created, and the people you've met. We wouldn't be the people who we are today without this school, and obviously our parents. A legendary songwriter, Dr. Seuss, once said, "Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened." And that's it for me.
Thank you very much, Brando. I appreciate all that you said. I love that you can segue from sharing a moment about how you were crying to then playing Uno. And for those out there that are only just discovering that Brando would vacuum rooms and make beds, I'm sure you're finding that a little unusual. But Brando, we appreciate everything that you have done for our NSA community over the last few years, and I'm happy that you will be back again for us next year. So I have a few thoughts to conclude our evening. I'd like to offer again congratulations to each NSA student athlete as this academic year draws to a close. Each of you should be fiercely proud of your academic and athletic accomplishments. While it was a disappointing conclusion to our ski season and to our school year, I ask you to consider that the way you've carried yourselves over these past few months is a reminder of your resilience, your independence as learners, and of your strength of character. Each person has risen to the challenges presented, and you have consistently demonstrated discipline and determination throughout this new landscape and the constraints that are imposed upon our community. I too would like to acknowledge the incredible staff at the National Ski Academy who have worked collaboratively to support all of our student athletes. The teachers, better known as Scholastic Skippers to fans of Moira Rose, to our athletic director and athletic staff, to our administrative team and our dedicated house and support staff who have helped to guide each student athlete in their academic and athletic pursuits. My heartfelt thanks in particular this spring for the many Zoom calls, the extra help sessions, the motivational emails, the countless trips to the post office to mail packages, and the positivity with which each staff member embraced a different way of working and learning this spring. Thank you. Specifically related to grad, I can't thank Cindy, Jeff McGinnis, and Gina LARICE enough for all of your help in putting this together. What you can't see right now is that I'm standing with a desk on top of a table in the blue couch room, and Cindy is across the room with the podium and her laptop, and Alicia is sitting here on the couch. And we have practiced so much this week. And for that, thank you very, very much. This is one for the books for sure. To our graduates, this isn't how high school is supposed to end. And it definitely isn't the way that your NSA journey should come to a close. I ask you to consider the very meaningful growth, though, that comes from experiencing a challenge. Smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. Consider, too, that a graduation ceremony is the culmination of years of hard work, learning about a variety of subject areas, pushing yourself in the gym, on the ski hill, and also learning about yourself, who you are, and who you'd like to become as a person. I would like to share a few thoughts from Barack Obama's virtual commencement speech to our graduates of 2020. These shocks to the system that we are seeing right now remind us that we can't take things for granted, that we have to work to make things better. They also remind us that our individual well-being depends on the well-being of the community that we live in. And it doesn't matter how much money you make if everyone around you is sick or hungry. It reminds you that our country and our democracy only function when we think not just about ourselves, but about each other. You don't have to accept what was considered normal before. You don't have to accept the world as it is. You can make it in the world you can make it the world as it should be and could be. You can create a new normal, one that is fairer, gives everyone opportunity, and treats everyone equally, and builds bridges between people instead of dividing them. Do what you think is right, not just what's convenient or what's expected or what is easy. While you have this time, think about the values that matter the most. I hope that you decide to moor yourself in values that last, like responsibility, fairness, generosity, and respect for other. That will make you part of the solution. Listen to each other, respect each other, and use all of that critical thinking that you've developed from your education to help promote the truth. As a generation that understands social media and technology a lot better than anyone, as is evidenced a little bit tonight, it's going to be up to you to create online cultures and communities that respect differences of opinion and freedom of speech, and also restore the kind of honest and informed and fact-based debate that is the starting point for tackling the challenges that we face. Obama's full remarks are available online, and I encourage everyone in the audience who is on our call to read or listen to his complete address. I found it very moving. And now let's bring up the live images of the graduates that we are moments away from celebrating. And this may take a moment. Start maybe at the bottom of the list. Oh, Taylor MacMILLAN, more, promote to panelist. I've got Taylor and I've got Seb.
Oh, there we are.
Okay. I'm gonna turn my video off. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where's Lauren?
What is Brando?
Brando, are you wearing anything under that robe? I hope so. Oh, there's Lauren. Yeah, there we go. There's Lauren right there with her family. So I have a couple of last things to say to our graduates, and then we will throw our hats. So my hope for each of our graduates is that the performance tasks you've completed throughout your secondary school years have ignited a passion that you will continue to develop an appetite for lifelong learning over the years ahead. I hope too that you will remain lifelong skiers, that your commitment to time spent on snow continues to be something that you share with your friends and family. I would like to leave everyone in the audience with this thought from author and social justice activist L.R. Nost. Life is amazing, and then it's awful, and then it's amazing again. And in between the amazing and the awful, it's ordinary and mundane and routine. So breathe in the amazing, hold on through the awful, and relax and exhale during the ordinary. That's just living, heartbreaking, soul healing, amazing, awful, ordinary life, and it is breathtakingly beautiful, as are each one of you. I wish you all the very best as you take the next steps on your journey. Congratulations and keep well. So maybe on the count of 3, we throw hats. Let's try this. Should we clap? We can clap. Here we go. 2020.
And throw your hats in 3, 2, 1, go!
Hooray! Congratulations, everyone. Keep well. Good night.